Done with my dinner. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. 2 meals a day. I'm good, baby. Let me tell you something real quick, man. The one thing about the one bad thing about moving overseas is that you won't be able to grow. You'll stay stagnant. There's no opportunities for like expat men. There's no opportunity to like become wealthy really overseas. It's pretty much you gotta get all your money together and then move overseas. You know what I'm saying? Be financially stable and then move overseas. But even then, you know, these passport bros, they go overseas and they figure out that there's no opportunity. So you gotta have your money together, man, because unless you have an online business or something like that that can grow, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna grow very much out there. In America, there's opportunity out here, man. You work hard, you get to where you gotta go. You see what I'm saying? There's opportunity to become a millionaire, 100,000 there, or whatever, bro. But I noticed, if you move to like the Philippines or to Thailand, you'll stay stagnant. You'll stay at once. You won't grow. So whatever you move over to Thailand with, that's what you have. You know what I'm saying? You won't go any further than that, unless you got a few $100,000 to invest in a business. I mean, you don't need that much, but you might need that much going overseas. I told you guys, to escape the matrix, it's gonna cost thousands of dollars. We ain't talking about just a few thousand. We're talking about, to escape the matrix, you need at least 500 grand in your pocket going overseas, you know what I'm saying, to start a business and start a new life. And then, you're gonna be involved with women and stuff. So you're gonna need about 500 grand. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but in America, let me tell you something. America got opportunity. You can grow as much as you want. You could become a big time record producer, music producer. You could become, an actor, a high paid actor and shit like that in Hollywood. There's so much opportunity here in America. That's why people from other countries want to come here. It's the opportunity to have a better life. See what I'm saying? But there's not, going overseas, man. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to go overseas, but I'm just saying you won't grow. That's the bad thing about going overseas. Going overseas as a passport, bro. You're in their country. You know what I'm saying? They will discriminate because you're American. You see what I'm saying? That's why they don't really give jobs out there to Americans too much. In Thailand or in the Philippines, you gotta have your money going out there. You gotta have some bread already saved. You know what I'm saying? So if you really wanna make a move, you better have thousands stacked up in the bank. Thousands. That's the only way you're gonna be able to escape the matrix. And then, see, the thing is, you won't be able to own the business that you put your money into. You would have to half own it with somebody. Who wants to half own a business with somebody, bro? You can't own a house to yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be half owned by it's got to be half owned by the people, one of the people of that land, right? It's like, man, I don't want to like share my business with anybody. So it makes you kind of like want to stay out here in America and just win in America, man. See what I'm saying? You know, unless you really hate the Matrix and you want to get out of here, right? You want to go to the country and live with a female, get married and stuff like that. But it's like, come on, let's be honest, bro. A lot of them females in those countries, they don't even really like foreigners. I'm not saying all of them don't like foreigners, but there's a lot of females out there that don't like foreigners, but they'll deal with you because you got money. You know what I'm saying? Now there are some females that like you for you in those countries, but most of the times you're gonna come across a female that's gonna just be after for the money, and then they'll try to get you to buy a house. You know what I'm saying? And then try to get you to own a business and put half of it in their name, half of the house in their name. You see what I'm saying? And then you get suckered in the end. Basically, a what they call it, I want to think about it. A bait and switch, basically, is what they do out there, man. In them countries, they bait and switch you. You see what I'm saying? So I say, get your money all the way up before you even move to another country. Have a lot of money saved in the bank. I'm talking about, I mean, when you think about it, you really don't need a 500 grand. All you need is a few 100,000. You see what I'm saying? I say about 200 grand. That'll get you started in investing overseas and stuff like that, man, because there's no opportunity out there for you. You forget them countries, man, they're not trying to let foreigners come up and get rich in their country, man. You know what I'm saying? There are some rich foreigners out there in those countries, but when it's when it's hard to find a job in those countries, it makes it hard to come up. Like in America, anybody can find a job, anybody can save money, anybody can buy a house, right? There's no discrimination when it comes to like owning property. You know what I'm saying? There's no discrimination when it comes to getting jobs. I mean, although there is some discrimination, but it's not like in those countries. I seen a lot of guys go broke over there in Thailand and in the Philippines. You see what I'm saying? And they living on the street. They can't really find a job. They're not really hiring foreigners like that, right? So there's no when you move out there, there's not going to be any what they call it. There's not going to be any no nothing soft to land on. You see what I'm saying? Out there, unless somebody's helping you out there, like a girlfriend or a wife or something like that. There was a story about this one guy starting a business with his Filipino wife in the Philippines. Okay, I forgot the name of the business that they started, but I guess she took some cooking classes and stuff like that, and came up with a recipe, right? So they both own the business, him and his wife. But I don't want to, like, me myself, bro. I don't want to go into a business with me and my wife, because if something happened, the business gonna go to her. It's the same thing. If something happens with the house that you buy out there that you purchase, I mean, the house gonna go to her, right? So who want to put themselves in a vulnerable position like that? Out here in America, you buy a house, it's yours. It's not hers, it's yours. That's why Tiger Woods was able to kick that girl out of his house. You know what I'm saying? When she didn't act right, you know what I'm saying? When she was no longer acting right, he kicked her out of the house. He owned that house. You see what I'm saying? So in America, there's plenty of opportunity to grow. There's plenty of opportunity to make a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? There's industry out there, out here that you could get into and grow to the top of your game, become a wealthy person or a wealthy individual. But overseas, no, you're not. There's no, unless you get extremely lucky out there, bro. There's no room to grow out there. You see what I'm saying? Because I take it that they don't want foreigners to get wealthy in their country. That's what I take it. That's how I look at it, man. When you don't want to give me a job, you know what I'm saying? When you don't want me to own 100% of the business, it just you're not you can't grow. Let's put it that way. When you move overseas versus you being in America, so I advise anybody who's trying to move overseas, have a gang of money with you. Okay, just don't move out there with 60 grand in your pocket. That's not going to do anything. Shit, it costs 60 grand to invest in a business in Thailand. That's what they said. They say you need about 60 grand to invest in a business in Thailand. And then that business might not even last. You know what I'm saying? It might last 5 years and then you might be out of business. So what you gonna live off then? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna live off then? That's why you gotta have a gang of cash out there. I say 500 grand tops, bro. In order to leave the matrix. Some people have did it with less than that, about 200 grand, right? But I say 500 grand to be really, really comfortable to live the life that you want to live out there. And you got passport bros trying to move out there without any money like that. It's like, okay, well, you're gonna get stagnant out there, bro. You're not gonna have time to. There's no room to grow out there for American people. That's why you see a lot of retirees moving to like Thailand and the Philippines. A lot of retired dudes. They're done with their life. They're not gonna grow anymore. They spent their years, in a job somewhere. They got a retirement check, or they spent their years in the military and they got a retirement check, or they got like a disability check, like David Campbell, right? He got a disability check just coming in for the rest of his life. He's not gonna grow anytime soon. He's like 60 something years old. He's done with his life. He's in the final quarter of his life. You see what I'm saying? He can croak at any moment. So he's not gonna grow. But us, man, like we're young, we're in our 20s, 30s, and 40s. We got room to grow as long as we change our habits and stuff like that, man. We got room to grow, and we could keep on growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. Like I said, overseas, you got no room to grow. They don't want to give foreigners jobs out there. This is what I hear, bro. Like a lot of expat men who end up in the Philippines, and they probably saved about 30 grand, and they end up on the streets because they met some hot tenderoni, which drained their pockets to like zero, and now they're living on the street. You don't have to take my word for it. Just look it up, man. Why are a lot of foreigners ending up on the streets, homeless out there? You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't, plan accordingly. There's one guy, he bought $1 million out there, and he went broke in the Philippines. No joke, man. I heard stories like that here on YouTube. Some guy took $1 million, bro. $1 million and went broke out there and ended up on the streets, bro. Because he met some chick, and I guess he thought he had a bottomless pit when it came to like cash, because he thought he had $1 million. He thought that will go very, very far in the Philippines, which it will. $1 million will go far. Only if you invest it, though. If you're spending it, bro, you'll be broke in 2 years without no income coming in. You see what I'm saying? It's not all cookies and cream when you move overseas. You really have to plan and be really, really smart with your money out there. And a lot of guys, they start spending it on chicks. And let me tell you, some dudes are lonely. That's their weakness, man. Women. A lot of dudes go broke behind women, bro. You know what I'm saying? They go broke behind women over there in them countries, you know, because there's no room to grow, you know. This is what I hear. This is what I hear. I hear that foreigners cannot find jobs out there easy at all. Some guys say, well, I can stay out there as long as I get a job. But yeah, what happens if you lose your job? I remember I was talking to this chick, uh, this Thai chick, when I first started talking to Thai women on FaceTime. And she was telling me how her boyfriend had a job out there, but he lost it and he had to move back to the US. Now that's telling me that he couldn't find another one and he was running out of money, he was running out of funds. So he had to move back to the US. Another guy, okay? Now his story was like out in the public basically because they uploaded a video about this guy. Um, he was out there. I think he saved some money or he lost his job or something like that. But anyway, he ran out of money in the Philippines and they had to scrape up money for a plane ticket home. Okay. It's here on YouTube, man. I've been looking at stories here on YouTube about expat men just going broke in those countries, meaning that they're just not giving out jobs like candy in those countries. You see what I'm saying? You lose one job, you're gonna have a very hard time trying to find another one. So there's no opportunity out there in those countries. You're not gonna grow. You see what I'm saying? But in America, you can grow. In America, there's a lot of racism and a lot, even in their discrimination out here. But you can always find some opportunity out here in America. So I advise you to get very financially stable before you move to these countries. Have a job already going before you move to these countries. Get an online business before you go. You know what I'm saying? Or just move out there with a gang of cash, like with 300 or 400 grand in the bank. You can move out there like that. Okay, you're pretty much good. You know what I'm saying? As long as you invest your money out there, bro, wisely, you will always come out on top out there, and you don't need a job. So the thing is, if I move overseas, man, I'm not moving out there to have a job. I'm moving out there to retire for the rest of my life or to own a business. I'm not going to be working a regular job out there. No, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? If I move to the Philippines, I'm not, I want to be able to provide for my family without having a job out there. You see what I'm saying? Better to be an entrepreneur. It's better to own something, right? Even if you're owning half of the business out there, you're still stable. And even a business is not guaranteed. You see what I'm saying? You can go out of business within 5 years and be stuck on the streets. It has happened to a lot of expat men out there. They have went out of business, and had to go back home. No opportunity to grow out there in those streets. You see what I'm saying? That's why the guys who got retirement checks, they can stay out there longer because they got constant flow of income coming in without working for it. Like, you got a check coming in for the rest of your life, basically every single month. Every first you're getting paid, and it's consistent, and you don't have to worry about getting fired from your job and then stressing. You see what I'm saying? So the guys who got jobs out there, bruh, or the guys who they just saved a little bit of money, like 30 or 40,000, they end up having to come back to the matrix. Seriously. So that's the bad thing about moving overseas. It's just you're not going to be able to grow. No opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're a retired dude with a retirement check, or you got an online business that's flourishing, right? You invested in an online business. That's what I'm thinking about doing, man. Might invest in an online business somewhere, selling shoes or whatever. Like 50 Cent tried to give him son. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent tried to give his son an online business. He turned it down. But look at him now. You see what I'm saying? It's like, come on, bro. Be business orientated. You know, and I'm gonna end this video, man. I just want to drop that quick one because a lot of guys, they think that going overseas is going to be a piece of cake. Like, yeah, if you got some financial income or you got some income coming in every single month, you know, like some of these passport bros, they're going to end up coming back to the Matrix, man. If they break up with their girlfriend who's been taking care of them and stuff like that, they're going to end up coming back to the Matrix. Got to go back home. YouTube money is not going to last out there, bro. 30, 40,000 subs, that's not enough to live off of. Like with YouTube, you have to have about 500,000 subs to like make a living off of YouTube. So only the big time YouTubers are really living out there. You see what I'm saying? Small time YouTubers, you're struggling out there, bro. And I don't want to move to another country to struggle. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm in this video. You guys have a good day. Peace out, take care, and bless. I'm out.